now we get to Slaanesh, which I have looked at. I have seen Slaanesh because people could not stop talking about it and commiserating over it. So, no Twitch acting today. I've seen the Slaanesh stuff. This one's a real tearjerker, I'm not gonna lie. If you thought Ogre Maw Tribes was the most disappointing faction focus, you might still be right. But if it's not them, it's definitely Slaanesh. And I was watching Vince's stream as well when he went over it. I was there, Gandalf. Yeah, Vince is rolling in his grave, even though he's alive. But my prediction was that he would think this isn't as bad as the old one. Because he doesn't care too much about power level. He cares about fun and the process of design and stuff like that. I hit the mic, sorry. Slaanesh is the most beguiling of the Chaos Gods. His power comes from temptation and excess, and he promises a supreme satisfaction kept tantalizingly, maddeningly out of reach, so as to drive worshippers to further heights of depravity. This is a perfect description of Slaanesh's rules for the whole game. except for like a brief 2-month period after the second edition book. Yeah, they write the rules in a meta fourth wall sort of way, so that people who like Slaanesh know that fun rules are just tantalizingly, maddeningly out of reach always. Literally rules edging, as I said in the video. Unlike his brothers, Slaanesh does not reside in the realm of chaos. His throne, in the 6 circles of seduction, lies vacant, for the Dark Prince is imprisoned in a twilight subrealm between Hysh and Ulgu, known as Ulgish. Brilliant naming there, like Vegito. The hidden gloaming. How he got there is no mystery, but a plan enacted in vengeance. And the cool part about this is that it's between the realms of light and dark, and so it is the most gray area possible in the multiverse. The most neutral, least excessive, even for like the color of everything. It's kind of funny. Slaanesh had always savoured the exquisite perfection of elven spirits, and when the world that was came to an end, the Dark Prince gorged himself on elf souls, becoming more powerful than ever before. In the Age of Myth, the elven god Teclis, Tyrion, and Alarion, along with the sorceress Marathi, formed a truce, using their own souls to tempt Slaanesh into a trap, binding him with unbreakable chains formed from paradoxical blend of light and dark magic. This, like, literally eating all the souls until he was huge and couldn't even move, really stupid. Like, I gotta say, hella dumb, and always has been. Though he is caught in this hidden pocket of existence, lost to his followers and invisible to his fellow Chaos Gods, Slaanesh's influence is still felt keenly throughout the mortal realms. He draws his power from the most mortal of afflictions, excess. Whether that be a gourmand's quest to taste the most extravagant delicacies, i.e. the worst social link in Persona 3, an artist's drive to create a sublime work, aka the worst social link in Persona 5, I'm kidding, or a duelist's desire for perfect form. Though their master is sealed away in a prison beyond death, the Hedonites of Slaanesh do not resist. And while mortals are still comprised by their emotions, the Dark Prince will slowly grow in power. He has worked tirelessly for centuries to loosen the fetters that hold him at bay. Marathi Kane unwittingly accelerated this process in her pursuit of apotheosis, releasing the twin demons Sinessa and Dexessa when she dived into Slaanesh's gut for more elven souls. The pair are living shards of their patron, and they roam the realms, laying the groundwork for his return. If only their war scrolls reflected it. Hey, maybe 4th edition. Maybe this is the time. Maybe the time is now. Draped in fine silks and covered in jeweled armor, Hedonites prefer to give battle as carnivals of carnality. This is some ICP shit. Lords of Pain and Hubris command their Cyberite followers with sneering arrogance, while Blissbarb archers get spammed on the table, because they're the only good war scroll in the whole army. I mean, scamper with unnatural grace as they fire volleys of arrows smeared with poison. Slick blade cavalry lope across the battlefield with speed that defies comprehension. So 18 flying is what I will prepare myself to read later in this article. Champions of the Dark Prince like Sigvald and Glucose or Scallion sometimes grace the Cyberite host with their presence as they attempt to curry favor with their god. In the lore, Slaanesh is actually having fun being dominated in submission, but he is almost bored already. Yeah, that's... Honestly, that is a little bit of what I took from it. I didn't know if it was, like, headcanon or not, but as I read it, I'm like... I actually think Slaanesh is enjoying this, and he'll just escape once he's bored. The Chaos Gods are way strong. Ahem. Where the Hedonites of Slaanesh spill blood and tempt their enemies to join them, the walls of reality erode, and demons coil out of the realm of chaos. Captivating daemonettes promise an eternity of pleasure and excess, even as they slice their prey to ribbons, great chariots scything through whole regiments with their elegantly bladed wheels. Their presence and profligate debauchery transform the field into a phantasmagorical paradise, an agonizing prelude to the carnival of ecstasy and violence that Slaanesh will usher in when he finally breaks loose from his impossible prison. Don't fucking try me. I can read. Let's go. Dude, it's hard. Sometimes it's hard to read. I did it. We got through it. To defeat Chaos Gods, you need to kill every single emotional creature. Yeah. Necrons, right? Alright. I've seen this. So, I mean, here it is. Here it is for you. God. Oh, they got me. Okay. Euphoric killers. Let's start here. While a friendly unit has the euphoric keyword, they have crit 2 hits, which is okay. And they can run and shoot and or charge, which a lot of people get. Let's see what they have to do to get that. You know, it's 2 things. It's pretty good. Declare an excess of depravity. Start of the battle round. So keep in mind, start of the battle round. So if you're going second, opponent knows it, and then they get to play their whole turn kind of knowing it. If you're going first, that's another thing entirely, but they can still do stuff on your turn, as we'll get to. Pick up to 3 friendly Hedonites of Slaanesh units to be the targets. This is actually a lie, but we'll get to it. The targets have the euphoric keyword for the rest of the battle round. Nice, alright. 2 good bonuses here. In addition, for each friendly unit you pick, give your opponent 1 temptation die. Your opponent can use 1 temptation die to replace 1 wound roll, 1 save roll, 1 ward roll, or 1 run roll for a unit in their army with 6. It's pretty good, but that's a trade I would easily make, you know. Getting a free 6 on one of these important rolls, pretty good, but, you know, obviously you get more because it's your army's ability. Imagine giving your opponent something better than you would get for your own ability. Preposterous, right? Well, let's read on. Or they can use 2 temptation dice to replace 2 of the dice in a charge roll with 6s. Oh. Yeah. Automatic 12-inch charge to the opponent. on any unit they want. Which they can use on your turn, by the way, for a command point if they wish. Or they could just save it for theirs. Each time your opponent uses a temptation die, they must roll for it. On a 1 or 2, they take D3 mortal damage. On a 3, 4, 5, or 6, nothing happens. Oh. Look, if you took D3 mortal damage every time, it wouldn't change a goddamn thing. There's a 66% chance that it doesn't even do damage to you? Yeah. 2 command points? Oh, that's right. Charging on your opponent's turn is 2, is it? One key thing to note here is you can't replace 1 die of a charge, right? You have to replace both, and you have to have 2 for it. Which is why you, up here, pick up to 3 friendly Hedonites or Slaanesh units to be the targets. Nope, pick 1. Pick 1, or 3 is really the same as 2, to be honest. Like, you might as well pick 3 if you're going to pick 2. If you're in some situation where it doesn't matter that your opponent gets a free 12-inch automatic charge, which is going to be rare, because usually that's very bad, then you might as well pick 3 at that point. But to me, this battle trait reads, pick 1 unit, it's euphoric. And then everything else is ipsum lorem. I remember watching Vince's stream, and he's like, yeah, I've seen people play, this isn't Spearhead, I've seen people play real Slaanesh rules. And basically what happens is, you choose 1, and if you ever choose 2, you commit suicide. Like, you lose the game. It's that good for your opponent, and that bad for you. Alright. I don't know what they were thinking, actually. Making it having the charge roll thing be in here is too much, I think. It's too good. It's so strong for your opponent. It's way too strong for your opponent. The fact that you might not even take the damage, that doesn't matter. It's fine. All the other options, whatever, it's fine. This thing is not okay. I don't know why you have to have such a downside to your main ability. You know, battle traits are typically pure upsides, right? We could go back to Lumineth. What do you get? Oh, you activate twice for free, auto. Okay. You can use 1 or 2. Honestly, once you take a stuff out, you use just 2 of these. They just work. They're great. Pure buff, pure upside. Everybody else, yeah. Pure buff, pure upside, just works. You? Basically an equivalent strength ability. Pay a crazy cost for it for no reason. This is fucked up. Actual F tier. And even if you are just like, look, obviously giving 12-inch charges to your opponent is too strong, so you just pick 1. Well, then it's the saddest battle trait ever. It's kind of minor. And it's weird that they would even give you the option of doing more. I guess it's like a double turn, I suppose. If you're in the perfect situation for it, you could pick 3. If your opponent has almost no guys left or something like that. Anyway, at the moment, at this exact moment right now, Haas is chilling in the pain and suffering tier. But they might be able to dig their way out of it if everything else looks good. What do we got? Depraved Carnival. Rerolls instead of auto 6 and auto D3 mortals, it would have been great. I think I would just go for the obvious. To me, it's the obvious fix. Delete the sentence about charge rolls and everything's fine. It actually just fixes it. Delete the charge rolled sentence. Ability fixed. Works great now. I think, anyway. Depraved Carnival, the Ecstatic Throngs. Add 1 hit rolls friendly Cyberite infantry while they are damaged or if they had any models slain in the same turn. If you're a glass cannon army, this is kind of bad, because if you're damaged, you're usually dead. So I don't know. Not big on this one. Other battle formations revolve around Seeker Cavalry chasing with reckless devotion at breakneck speeds. What, run and charge maybe or something? Or work to scrape down the winnowed walls of reality and supplement their demonic hordes, or focus on champions. Okay. There's a lot of assumptions where 12-inch charge is always the play and your opponent is saving CP for it and you haven't already gotten into combat. Yeah. There will be you will get yourself into, and you will find yourself in situations where an opponent potentially having a 12-inch charge just doesn't matter. Late game when not a lot of stuff is alive, right? Nothing's in range. And it doesn't hurt you much to stay out of range. Or if everything's just in combat. You'll be able to do this sometimes. Maybe. I guess I'm not even just thinking about it during your turn. I'm thinking about it on the opponent's turn when they don't have to spend any command points on it. It's like you get to start your whole turn knowing that you have 2 fate dice that are both 6s. Like you get to strategize what you're going to do on your turn, knowing that you get a free guaranteed 12-inch charge. Not even on the Slaanesh player's turn, just on yours. You can come up with some hot dog and ass globetrotters strategies. If you know you have a guaranteed 12er, right? Some box cards up your sleeve. And sure, yeah, you could waste all your command points and charge the Slaanesh player on their own turn and ruin their battle tactic and win the entire game. And that seems to be the standard as far as like early playtesting is concerned. But who knows how it'll shake out. And I still think it's pretty scary when your opponent is spending no resources to make use of it on their own turn, you know. They do have a way to damage their own units with their faction terrain. Okay. Then it is a combo. In that case, it's a combo. And better than it first seemed. Arcana and Incantations. Why not something like pick any number, roll dice equal to the number for each X, deal X to all the units, tempts you to... Yeah, I don't know. Why didn't they totally redesign it? Not sure. I would just delete the charge thing and ship it, but... I don't think the temptation, giving your opponent something for what you get, is even a good road to go down in the first place. If we're going to rewrite the rule, I would go back to the drawing board in its entirety and be like, maybe bribery, the magic card, is just a bad template for a war game. You know, maybe not. I don't know. You could imagine something working, but I haven't seen one yet. Well, we tried Rhystic Study the Army in 3rd edition. What about Browbeat? Alright. What if your abilities are just, like, good and do something for you? Must you buff your opponent? Must you? Lore of Extravagance, Sadistic Spite, 6. Pick friendly HOS Wizard. Pick a visible friendly euphoric unit. So that you have to already... you have to have already done this, right? So you've given your opponent something, and then one unit is euphoric, and then after doing that, you have to cast a spell and succeed and have it not be unbound, and you can only target that guy. But at least it doesn't have a range, I guess. and it upgrades their crit 2 hits into crit mortal. Why is this spell unlimited? This is like the most pathetic unlimited spell ever. You're going to be casting it once a turn, almost always. I don't know. That's a lot of hoops to jump through to get crit mortal. That's a lot of gymnastics and tumbling you got to do to get crit mortal from crit 2 hits. It's not actually unlimited. It's spell, 3 max. Probably 1. It's spell limited. Anyway, boo. You wonder why they didn't make it once per turn? Can't tell you. You like the idea of tempting your opponent into doing something they might regret later, but under no circumstances would they be scared of using a die. You really have to be careful when one of your mechanics is offering your opponent a straight up choice, because they're going to make the best choice for them, which is necessarily the worst choice for you. And so, like, fundamentally, those tend to be bad. Now, Magic is different than AOS. In Magic, those things are always bad, unless it's not a choice. It's like a false one. In AOS, giving your opponent a bunch of choices can actually be decent, because they'll make the wrong one a lot of the time. But it's still hard to balance and tricky, and it means that your shit sucks against good players, which is not where you ever want to be, because if somebody's really good, they already have an advantage against you, much less a structural one. Ahem. The big hopium is that other units or effects grant the euphoric keyword. Oh, like there's a spell, make somebody euphoric, or some hero's ability, pick a guy near you, they're euphoric. Yeah, that's the only way that this army could, like, work out. I don't know. We'll see. The Burglar. Thanks for burgling for $2. Friend of mine plays BOC in Slaanesh. Much oofs. He is accidentally chosen poorly. You couldn't have known. That's a rough one, kid. My friend plays Bone Splitters and Chorfs and Firebelly, or what was it? Phoenix Temple and those lion elves that they used to have in first edition, Silverhawk or Swifthawk agents. Yeah. Those were his top 6 favorite armies. Like, whoever this person is like either consciously or subconsciously choosing the most likely to get retired literal who-ass units holding on by a thread in a coma. But you can't choose what you like, I guess, you know? It's just bad luck. Anyway, Shalaxi Hellbane. 14 move. Fast. 16 health, 4 up save, 5 control. Nice wheel, actually. 5 up war. Okay, Stone Skeleton detected. I promised I wouldn't do this. I gotta stop. I gotta stop comparing everything to Stonehorns. She's a unique named Greater Demon. It's different. Chill. Soul Piercer, 6 attacks, 2s and 3s, 2/3, anti-hero, +1 rend. Okay. Kind of nice, actually. 6 attacks, 2s and 3s. Rend 3, damage 3 against heroes, huh? Impelling Claws, 2 attacks, 3s and 3s, 2/4. This is a good combat profile. Am I looking at the first time Shalaxi Hellbane has ever been good in the game Age of Sigmar for even 1 second? I don't think she was ever playable whatsoever. This might be the first time. You love to see it. I want to see more of this kind of thing. I can't wait for the Thundertusk War Scroll. At that point, just embrace being the anti-unicorn. You know what they would have done, Bethy B? They're like, I'm so sick of my literal who-ass ancient armies that are on life support and ready to get flushed, you know? I'm so sick of that happening. I'm gonna choose Stormcast. They would never do that to the poster boys. So anyway, I love Sarcosanct. I bought the whole range. It's just, oh no, please. They can't escape it. Anyway, 8 quality attacks, just good stuff. When it's very almost dead, I guess, you're down to 6. Supernatural Grace. Subtract 1 from hit rolls for combat attacks target this unit. Yo. 16 health, 4 up, 5 up, -1 to get hit. Oh. Yo, are greater demons gonna be, like, impressive? Because they should be. They should have always been. I consider this, like, justice for greater demons at this point. Scarbrand, please. Your hero phase refined senses for 4. Super easy to cast. Add 1 to wound rolls for this unit's attacks that target enemy heroes, and add 1 to save rolls for attacks made by enemy heroes that target this unit. So if you want to fight a hero, you're chilling on 16, 3 up, 5 up, -1 to get hit. 6 attacks, 2s and 2s, Ren 3, damage 3. And then 2, 3, 2, 2, 4. Jesus. Maybe the play with Slaanesh is like 4 keepers. Good. Good. Once per turn army. Reaction. Opponent declared a charge ability for a hero within 9. Paramour Hunter. If this unit is not in combat, it can immediately move 2d6. It can pass through combat ranges of enemy units, but it must end the move within a ½ inch. If it does, the unit has charged, and the hero's charge ability has no effect. Literal anti-charge. Okay, so the situation up here is it's late in the game, a lot of stuff is dead. The only person within 12 of anything, or that could get close enough, is like 2 different heroes. You give them 3 depravity, choose all your guys, and then they can't even do the 12-inch charge because you're gonna anti-charge them and screw it up. That's the 1 in a million lottery ticket situation where you're gonna like choose 3 and actually just fucking get them, right? Gargan's BTFO. She's the Gargant Slayer. No, you can move out of 9. What do you mean? No fun? Oh, up here. I was looking down here. I should have looked up here. A hero within 9. You're right. Yeah, 9.1. Never mind. Yep. Dead. You don't even have to get... Yeah. Because you have a 12, right? For free. And so you don't have to get within 9. Never mind. Sorry. It doesn't work. It's bad. Sorry, I tried to find a use for your battle tactic and I failed. Pain Dio. Guy who bought 1,200 points of Sarcosanct. How could this happen to me? I made my mistakes. The night goes on while I'm fading away. Is constantly mispronouncing Sarcosanct a meme? Yes. I do that with a lot of words just to be like funny. If you don't find it funny, I have partially failed you. But also, I don't know, I'm weird, forgive me. Once per battle your combat phase, access of violence. Friendly non-hero Hedonites / Unholy Within 12. Ooh, you still can't choose yourself, though. You still have to choose somebody else next to your huge. That's sad. Targets 2 fights, but 1 is strike last. And your guys are made of glass, although she isn't. You have to choose somebody else. Boo, I say. This ability is cool. Like, Paramount Hunter is cool. Refined Senses is cool. Supernatural Grace is great. 5-up Ward is great. Double Wizard is great. Combat Profile is great. Pretty durable, very fast. Control 5. Even this thing is sometimes useful. Shalaxi Hellbane looking good for the first time ever, actually. Now, you know, you could make her cost something that she was unplayable or whatever, but yeah, the War Scroll looking really good. Sadix's Spite, bad. Aesthetic Throngs, okay if you said there's a combo. I'm not trying to jump through hoops to do that, though. And just an awful, awful battle trait. On paper. Next up is Fiends. Will these be good for the first time ever? 4 health, 5 up save, 10 move, 1 control, any ward? Ward is 6 up. Ugh, it's just the worst. Just the worst looking model. Ugh. 4 attacks, 4s and 3s, 1d3, anti-monster, +1 rend, companion. Oh, it's a companion. So you can't, like, buff it or anything? That sucks. How big is the units of these? 2? Are these in 2s or 3s? Or are they just like a single guy walking around? 3? Okay. So 12 attacks, 4s and 3s, 1d3. Pick an enemy in combat with it once per turn army, any combat phase. On a 4-up, the target has strike last. So you flip a coin for strike last. Disruptive Songs, subtract 1 for casting rolls, for unbinding for enemy wizards within 12, whatever. And then this unit has a maximum control score of 1. Okay. So you can't buff it. Wait, control score? This is not control characteristics. See, the unit of 3 of them has a control score of 1, right? And it can never... Yeah. Okay. Its main weapon is Companion. 5-up save. Max control score of 1. Flip a coin for something. A passive LARP ability. Yeah. It's trash, which is good because it sure looks like it. I mean, it's not good. You don't want units to be bad. It doesn't look good though. It doesn't spark joy. Simbaresh Twinsouls. Ooh, will we get kind of a Luminath Twins thing here too? 6 move, 2 health. Oh no, wait, never mind. I thought this was the Master Blaster hero. These are the fighty guys. The guys who have the 2 aspects, and half the time they're offensive and half the time they're defensive. Hopefully they get a job. Their power is looking way stupider than the cool guys with the shields. But I'm judging Slaanesh on its looks. I don't play the army. It's not made for me. 2 health, 4 up save, 1 control, 6-inch move, no ward. 4 attacks, 3s and 4s, 1-1. They come in units of 5, I'm almost certain of. They have champion, but no hornblower and no banner bearer. Ego-driven excess. If this unit did not charge this turn, subtract 1 from the attack's characteristic melee weapons used by enemies while they're in combat with this unit. Okay. So if you got charged or you're still in combat, opponent has attack debuff. Phoenix Reflexes. If this unit did not charge this turn, has a ward of 5 up while it's in combat. Why are these the defensive ones? You have an elite unit with, like, torture weapons. And then you have an elite unit using tower shields. Why are these the defensive ones? I thought they went back and looked at the war scrolls and then looked at the model and they're like, ooh, it's going to have this armor and it's going to... This is baffling to me. You have two abilities where you're like, if you just stand still and don't do anything and your opponent's attacking you. Weird. I don't understand this. I guess even in the fast army that wants to run and charge as their main ability, you do need some sort of anvil, but it's weird that you would be like, hey, don't charge. Definitely don't charge. Just get charged. Alright. Well, what does E4 Killers do again? Oh, yeah. Okay. Won't be using that. Maybe, yeah, it's the bait, Frank. That's got to be it, right? These are the bait. That's bait. You give your opponent a free 12-inch charge, and then you shove these guys forward. And so they're the ones that eat the 12-inch charge, and then, oh, it's not so bad, actually, because they got a ward and they got -1 attacks. Although with a 12-inch charge, you can probably maneuver around a screen and then just make it, but also, never mind if you fly, but... As much as I'm whining about these guys, they're good. It's just quizzical why they were chosen to be the ones to get this stuff. A 4-up save with 2 wounds, and a 5-up ward, and -1 attacks characteristic coming in. Remember, range is 3 now. 10-man units, essentially -10 attacks coming in. These guys are probably really good for being pure anvils that just get charged. I just thought it would have been better to have the shield guys do that. And it's also weird that none of their abilities interact with your battle trait at all. But, I think they are actually good, probably. Mindslaver the OS army. Alright, anyway, it's weird, but they're good, I think. They seem good. Fane of Slaanesh, 10 health, 4-up save. Pick a friendly Hedonites unit wholly within 12 of this terrain feature. That's actually a big aura. It's got a big base-ish. Shield guys probably will have a benefit from being charged also. Anti-charge weapons, maybe. Alright, I got it. Hold on, I'm gonna read this, and then I have a tinfoil hat, pure Colombian copium for you. Allocate D3 damage points to the target, which is a friendly unit. Ward rolls cannot be made. They can be made for your opponent, but not for you. Then pick one of the following effects. Add 1 to wound rolls for the target's combat attacks. Add 1 to run and charge rolls, and that synergizes with you being able to run and charge if you're euphoric. And 1 to casting rolls and unbinding. Very rare to see unbinding bonuses. I don't think we've seen a single one yet. Also, this is the thing that guy was talking about, combo with this thing. Yeah. So you... Cyberite infantry. So you choose a Cyberite infantry. You hurt yourself with it and probably kill a guy. And then you're at +1 to hit and +1 to wound. And then maybe they're euphoric and so they get all the... Yeah, okay. So it's like a combo. And the Fane's pretty big. You can be within that range. Now, here's a Slaanesh mini that you own. Yeah, this was given to me by the Giga Chad Quad Painter Slaanesh guy. It's on my painting desk right behind me. And as soon as the next... What do you call it? The next, like, Age of Sigmar refresh the army line thing, you know, that they've done with Seraphon and slaves and rats and stuff like that. Once they announce that for ogres, I have a Slaanesh terrain feature that I'm putting on the base for one of them. Or we go back to Old World. One of the two. One of the two. Faction terrain has a ward of 6 up. Alright, here's my... This is almost like too obviously just cope, but... Why do the really offensive looking elite guys only have defense anvil abilities when there's the shield ones? Well, like Frank was saying, the shield guys probably also have anti-charge defense stuff. It's because, alright, it's because your whole army, all of the abilities we haven't seen yet except for these two right here, you know, everything is like anti your opponent charging you, right? All the different units. It's like all your spells and oh, if this unit gets charged, you roll a number of dice equal to however many they rolled for their charge roll, and then 4-ups or mortal, like reverse impact hits, anti-charge rend, anti-charge mortal wounds, all this other stuff. And then you have just a few counter-charge guys. But almost everything else is just guys meant to be charged and like punish your opponent for charging. And then you're like, go ahead, have a 12-inch charge. All my guys are good against that or whatever. And then also we're like a counter-charge army. And so the whole philosophy of it is you tempt your opponent to charge, right? But it's right into your trap. You get the hooks in them. This has been a diatribe by Copium Productions. Limited. All the, like, opponent strikes last, you strike first, just all that stuff there. That's what the entire army is: anti-charge bonuses, reverse impact hits, and your opponent strikes last as long as they charged you. And just all of it. Francis Ford Coppola. Oh yeah, there's one more. Slick Blade Seekas. 4 health, 5 up save. That's big. Okay. This unit's wheel is just an ogre, except with double the move characteristic. The 4 health, 5 up save. 12 inch. 3 attacks, 3s and 4s, 1-1, or 1-2 on the charge. 3 attacks, 3s and 4s, 0-1. Reroll charge rolls. I mean, it's Spearhead, so we don't know what all they have, but... No, this is good. What is this? 30 attacks? Like 30 random attacks, half of them are 2 damage. They probably have another ability in the real version. They're fast. Like, actually solid looking. These are your counter chargers. These are the guys that don't have reverse impact hits and all that. They're meant to move around and then come in. Kind of nice. Okay, so where do I think Slaanesh goes? Slick Blade look promising.
Twitch Prime.
The Feign is not great, but it's way better than it used to be. It does something. I guess it hurts you. Cool. Turns on a combo or 2. I'll give it a D, maybe, or a C. No, I'll give it a C. Eternal Witness thanks to Big Prime for 26 months. Big partner celebration. Yeah, we did it. Thanks for the congrats. These guys are looking good, actually. Unironically looking like solid anvils, for sure. Fiends seem to suck. But so does their sculpt, and so does the concept art, and so was the idea around them. Boy, Fiends are stupid. Anyway, Shalaxi Hellbane looks good for the first time ever. Like, very exciting, actually. If Fiends are extremely cheap, they could be like the Slaves to Darkness thing. What are those dudes where you paid like 100 points and they had a coin flip fight last. If these are like super cheap, they could just be like a coin flip strike last on a stick, right? Yeah, Legionnaires, that's it. And then they would have a place. It's not an aura. They have to be in combat with them, which is a lot worse. But then, I don't know. Maybe you could do something. The worst unlimited spell in the game. I don't know which one is more pathetic, Sadistic Spite, or the Everwinter Endless Prayer. Or Unlimited Prayer, I mean. I don't know. They're both not fun. This thing is like okay, I guess. And then this shit sucks. So, where does it end up? Where do I put my hype level tier list? So, Pain and Suffering. I don't think so. I don't think it's Pain and Suffering. It wasn't 100% bad things, right? That, like, ogres were 100% bad news and nothing in return to show for it. Haas had some like bizarre, questionable, why would you do this sort of not fun stuff, but half of the War Scrolls look good. Shalaxi looks great. It's not all bad news. I think maybe mixed but sad. I think E. I'm gonna say it's a high E. It's not as bad as people. I don't think it's as bad as people are acting like it is. But it does suck. Yeah, mixed but sad. I think. It's not meh, because you feel strongly one way or another, right? It would be in one of the two mixeds. It wouldn't be in meh, right? Anyway, yeah, I think E. Not good. But it is still mixed. There are glimmers of hope in there, I think. What are the chances of them revamping the rules when each battle tome comes out? In a way that the players have always wanted? 0. No, I don't know. I don't know what their plan is. They've never done this before. We could look to 40k, but that's a different team. The AOS team is completely different than the 40k one. So, who knows? Hyperbole aside, do you think Slaanesh will play better in practice than on paper? Of course, but this is a tier list for how hype we are. And this did not produce hype. It produced mixed kind of sadness. It's not a hype man. This isn't naked Chaucer cheering us on in a jousting tournament, right? This is not a prediction of how good these armies will be or how powerful they'll be or what their win rate is. This is like, how excited was I reading about this? Please read the paragraph below the Seekers. Oh, sure, I will. I will do that. Tomorrow we'll go from clouds of incense to the fog of marsh mist. The fog.
Pop. Yeah.
Yeah. Choking fog. They brought it back. The fog.